Hello. Welcome everybody. My name is Shelby and this is my first ever YouTube video. We are going to call it From Scrubs to Riches because I pretty much couldn't think of anything else to call it. I want to first start out by just introducing myself, let you guys know why I'm here, what my plan is, and things like that. First off, I've been an emergency room nurse for about 5 years now. Altogether, I've been in healthcare for about 10. Started as a ER tech, then went to phlebotomy and ended up getting my degree during COVID. I was actually studying in Louisville, Kentucky. It was a wild place to hit the ground running as a brand new nurse. Anyways, I wanted to let you know I started this channel for nurses who feel stuck like I did, a few years ago. And from kind of getting unstuck, I figured out that I really enjoyed fitness. I really enjoyed investing, doing side hustles, kind of anything to get my mind off of all the stressors that I was facing in the hospital and in my career, in this dream job that I wanted for so long. And I quickly found out that there's so much life outside of that. And in order for me to really be present during my work, I have to take care of myself outside. One of my favorite quotes is, "You can't fill from an empty cup." And that has been such an important lesson for me that I learned. So I'm a fitness enthusiast. I have a coaching channel where I help other healthcare workers find their fitness and stress reduction and overall happiness outside of their career. And I also started investing in real estate. I bought my first investment property earlier this year and looking to get another one at the end of this year and essentially build my retirement that way. Yes, I have a 403B and a 401k and savings and a Roth and all that stuff, but I have things in multiple buckets, so to speak. So I want to tell you guys about that. Hopefully that kind of stuff will help you out. If during any of these episodes you have any questions or want to learn more about something, just comment down below and I'll try my hardest to answer it. So, we care for everyone else, but who really kind of cares for us, right? The answer is nobody. Nobody's going to save you. Nobody's going to be there when you fall. You have to pick yourself up. You have to do what you need to do in order to be the person that you need to be for your family, for yourself, whatever. So that's what I'm here to kind of help. To be honest with you, a few years ago, I was in Kentucky by myself. I had everything that I have ever wanted up until that point. I had a huge 2-bedroom apartment in the middle of the city in Louisville. I graduated nursing school and I was just probably the most depressed I've ever been in my life. I was super overweight. I'm about 6 foot and I was about 255. And, I would just work a ton. I would make really good money for where I was, especially first year out of nursing school in Kentucky. And I was just super depressed. I didn't have a whole lot of friends out there. Some of you know I'm from the West Coast. So I was out there and I knew that I needed to do something more in my life. I knew that I wouldn't be able to hang if I was just to do this for 20 years. So I had to figure out something. And I'll go in more in depth of that in other episodes, but for right now, this is just kind of introductory. So I'm kind of just doing that. So quick story time is I began in healthcare as an ER tech and I started going back to school. And, for me, I was a high school dropout. I dropped out when I was 17. I wanted to go make money. I wanted to be on my own. I wanted to have my own place. And I did that. And I worked construction for the first 7 years. So I was like 24. After a little bit longer than that, I decided I wanted to go back to school. I wanted to use my brain and not my body, not my youth. I didn't want to have a blown out, knees or herniated disc by the time I was in my 30s. So I decided to go back to school. I scored the lowest on everything. I got my GED, scored the lowest on my entrance exam, and just hit the ground running. And I ended up getting my first degree in dietetics over at San Francisco State. Thought I wanted to be a dietitian at first, and after I graduated, I didn't take my exit exam, my externship right away. So I became an ER tech and realized very soon after that I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to tell diabetics why they can't have 13 flapjacks in the morning. So I then decided to learn bartending. I was a bartender for a little bit, had a great time, and got into nursing school and got into a couple different schools. This is post-bac, so did accelerated program, and one of the schools I got into was Bellarmine University in Louisville, Kentucky. It was a one-year accelerated BSN. Graduated in May of 2020, so hit the ground running with COVID in a tobacco state, and I learned a lot. My orientation was only 6 weeks, which is very fast. And soon after that, I was their pretty much head triage nurse as a new grad, with pretty much no experience as a nurse on the floor. But I did have experience as an EMT, and so I knew very, very early on how to triage and how to tell a sick person very quickly. So they trusted me out there with, 30, 40, 50 people out in the lobby, and learned a lot. But so that kind of brings me out to now. I did do some travel nursing for a little bit, took a contract out here in San Francisco, ended up working there for a year, and now I just signed on for staff. And I couldn't be happier. During that time, I also lost about 48 pounds-ish, something like that. And I became a lot more happy. I bought my first investment property. It's out in a different state, and I'll be sure to tell you guys more about that in a later episode. But first in my family to go to college, first in my family to buy their own house, and first in my family to have multiple businesses. Some are doing better than others, but I'm learning along the way. So that's why I wanted to make this channel. I want to be real with you guys, show you that I'm not perfect, but I have been blessed with a lot of things, with just a lot of hard work and some really special people in my life that have helped me along the way. And, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for some of those people. So I want to be there for you guys. I want to help you guys and figure out your dreams, figure out your goals, and how to conquer those things. And so in this channel, I'm going to cover things like investments, different kind of investments that I do, different kind of side hustles that I do, hobbies, my fitness Instagram that I started up. I have some clients, been seeing some results, and just what I do to navigate my own stressors in my life. A quote that has given me tremendous amounts of motivation and wherewithal to kind of just get through things is, you can't pour from an empty cup. And as nurses, we are told time and time again, we have to kind of put up or shut up. And, they never really tell us how to navigate these things outside of nursing school. Nursing school is great. You have to take it in order to pass the NCLEX, but it doesn't teach you how to be a nurse. Anybody who wants to disagree with me, feel free to comment and let me know what you guys think. But when it talks to organizing your assignments and your priorities, and to how to navigate patient disagreements or feuds or anything like that, or anything really specific in your department, whether it's med-surg, NICU, ER like mine, ICU, it doesn't really tell you how to do any of those things, any of those skills. So I want to share all those things with you guys in hopes that it will make your guys' lives a little bit easier. And this kind of gives me accountability. My biggest hurdle that I've found in self-improvement is consistency. And, You know, motivation is fleeting, but discipline is the thing that's going to take you to the next level. So this is my way of becoming more accountable. And I thank you guys for listening to me, and make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. And I promise I will continue to post things weekly. I don't know exactly what day of the week I'm going to, but I am going to be doing it more consistently, and I will get better. And, you know, I'm not perfect, and neither are you. I think that's why you're watching this. And let's just be the best that we can be, you know, and for ourselves, our family, our friends, and our patients. That's really it. So hit subscribe. If you want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram handle is nurse_Shelbo. You can see what I do in my dailies and some of the more things that I've been doing for a long period of time. And that's really helped me out, and hopefully it helps you out. So anyways, guys, I want to leave you with, you know, if you're a nurse trying to build something better, hit subscribe and comment below on what you're working out in the hospital. Let's build a community. That was the only thing I had written. So, all right, guys. See you later. Peace.